Well, hey everybody. I am thoroughly confused. I did a video from Charleston, South Carolina, on, I believe it was Sunday, talking about how gambling is over for me and doing the best I can to explain why it's had a negative impact on my life, not just the money, but the time. And I end up like, I mean, I've been doing sports algorithm videos for at least 6 or 7 years, probably even longer than that. And I almost never have traction on videos like I did with this video. This is having 1,000 views in a few days. You can see that it keeps going up. Got 20 some likes and 15 comments or something like that. That's not normal. Usually my videos get like 50 or 100 views and a few likes and never any dislikes. My videos do not get dislikes. I wish I think I can show that the like to dislike ratio. It's like 99.7% likes. So whoever finds my video generally likes them. And it's because they are quality products. Like that's the point of why I created them. But I have to separate myself from this and not gamble anymore. So I don't understand what happened because my video is about not gambling. I got more requests on my website to buy sports algorithms after this video, more in a single day for sure than I've ever had in the past. I think I got 10 of them so far and all these comments. So I'm like, well, what is going on? I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is what's going on. People were not listening to me and they were looking at the algorithm and seeing how frequently it wins. And they were understanding that I'm being honest about how much it wins and the home team's winning. And they're like, oh yeah, I want to copy the algorithm. I get it. I also don't want to promote gambling anymore. So I pulled everything down off of my website after the video because I was like, I don't want to see this anymore. Like it's killing me. Like I really don't want to do this. Then I got all these requests and I thought, all right, well, I have spent years building this. There's some comments in that video, and someone's asking, like, the best way to make money is to sell sports algorithms rather than wager on them. Do you have any other sports? I was like, oh, this is definitely the first video of mine that you have seen. I have all of the sports. I have baseball, football, NBA, WNBA, like 7 different soccer leagues, Bundesliga, English Premier League, MLS is a decent one. The Liga MX soccer is a good one. I have college football now that I did. Um, I've got almost everything you could consider that's a reasonably large sport. Hockey, like I've got them all. Not all of them are perfect. I mean, the college basketball and the basketball algorithms in general are the best of the bunch, in my opinion. Baseball is pretty good too, but it's really, really frustrating to update every day. Point is I pulled everything down because I didn't want to have to deal with everyone all the time. I would charge you 25 or $50 for an algorithm, and then I would field your emails until the end of eternity, and I would send you files till the end of time. And I can't afford to do that. I just can't afford to do that. And I also know that you don't want to pay hundreds of dollars for an algorithm and an Excel file too. So it just doesn't work. Like I can't sell enough, and it's too much of a time constraint when I do sell. So I pulled it down. But uh, I also could use the money and have the product. So I don't know what to do. Like I'm confused. That's the whole point of this video is I'm confused. So let me talk about the college basketball algorithm specifically because we are here on February 21st and you've got another less than a month left in the season and the tournament. It is the most popular thing going on right now. I won't talk about baseball and I won't talk about MLS in this video, even though spring training and the MLS season, I believe, start today. So I could get started on that, but I don't want to. I don't want to spend all my time doing that. Um, that is what people do to me is they call a landline phone number with a fax machine that I can't turn off. We're just unplugging the phone. I don't even know why anybody has a freaking landline anymore. That's how they spam me, is they send a fax to the number so it goes and beeps like that forever. Anyway, um, back to the college basketball algorithm because we won't talk about other sports, although I will talk about other sports in the future because I know that people want it. But you understand that if I spend a month updating a file and getting it ready for you and I only sell $300 or $400 worth of it, that is destroying me daily. So here's what we're going to do is I am not putting the products up on my website, but I am sending out email responses to those people who've contacted me. You tell me what you're willing to pay for this. And if it's enough, I'll send it to you. And if it's not enough, I'll probably still send you the file, but I won't respond to any questions. No, I can't do that. I'm too nice. I have to respond to people. There's no solution. Okay. There's no solution to this problem. You're going to ask me, I'm going to do the work. I'm not going to get paid enough and I'm going to bitch and complain. That's what's going to happen. So let's talk about college basketball because I will end up selling it to you, to those who want it. I can't turn down people that want Excel files and want to learn. Like, what kind of person am I if I don't help you out? So let's talk about how you update the college basketball algorithm. You are going to need more than just this file that you buy from me. You're going to need a subscription to RotoWire. RotoWire is going to charge you, I believe, $9.99 a month. That's about what they charge me, I think, to get access to different stats for pretty much all the sports you're going to need. You'll need that to get access to certain college basketball stats. You'll need to get access to the injury report, to the team stats, and to the player stats, which are here, and then the odds as well under sports betting. I have already downloaded all of those 4 sheets that you need to update the file. So when you go back to the big Excel file here, first thing you want to do is you want to update the odds compiler sheet with the odds. Well, the odds are right here. Copy the odds. Yeah, we're running real slow because this file is real big now because I have a lot of days of information here. You're going to paste that right here at the bottom of the odds. And because we've been building this file that I'll send you, I've been building it for over a week already with results from the previous week. You also have to pull down some formulas to make these formulas as far down as the odds that we've just pasted. Well, we got a pretty big day today here on Wednesday, the 21st. All right, so that's how we update the odds sheet. So then you can be done with the odds. And the next thing we'll do is the injury report, which I would argue is the most important sheet of all of these, is the injury report. Injury report is right here. We're going to grab the injury report and we're going to put that in the injury sheet. And generally, this everything's going so slow because the file is gotten really big. I usually don't continue to update all of the historical games in the college basketball file because there are so many of them. So usually I'll just do one day at a time. But there's some benefits because I'm keeping track of streaks in here now, or at least I had been before I missed yesterday. I didn't do anything yesterday, folks. I said no responses to emails, no nothing. I did absolutely nothing yesterday at all. All right, so we updated the injury report. That's great. So we can get that out of here. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to update the player stats. Grabbing that and bring that in the player stats sheet. Tommy Bruner apparently scores a lot of points for Denver. Some things that you learn updating. Player stats have like 5,000 players in here, I think. You know, the reason this file gets big is because we have all these players in here. Almost, you see how long it takes just to paste this, right? This is why you're doing a tremendous amount of processing in this one Excel file, and it's phenomenal. It's the reason why it's the industry standard, is it grabs basically everything you need. Yeah, 4,633 players in there. It's a lot. So we've done that. So we're now get rid of the player stats. And then there's one more from RotoWire, which is going to be the team stats. And the team stats sheet is a little bit tricky. Team stats sheet, you have to press enable editing on this because it's going to convert the format slightly into the format that needs to be pasted into the algorithm file. Go there and you update. It's not the current year school stats, it's the current year team stats, and it goes right here. And that works. And if you don't enable editing on that sheet, the win-loss doesn't get broken out properly. It doesn't read the record properly. It reads it as a date sometimes. I know if you're also using this in a different country and you have a different format setting in your country for dates and stuff, it will screw everything up. As I've noticed, Tim told me that, and some other people that have used it in different countries have told me that. So yeah, it can be a problem. But that's what you need to do there. And then there's one more sheet which comes from Sports Reference. And that is this sheet. You don't have to enable editing on this, but you do need to press the right when you're holding down Control and Shift. You do need to go all the way to the right here to get all this. Copy this. And this goes in the current year school stats sheet right here. And paste in either one of these is fine. The match destination formatting or the regular one will both work. And that's the update procedure for the file. So you can see it's not that big of a deal. It's not that long. If you hear me complaining that it's too much to update this every day, it's really not that much to update it every day. It does take a little more time to put in all the scores at the end of the day and to track everything. And that adds to your time and dedication. And of course, when I'm not wagering and don't want anything to do with this, I'm not going to be doing that. So although I probably will do that here, oh God, I don't know. I can't stick to anything. So anyway, you refresh the pivot, the injury pivot sheet to figure out what injuries are on each team. And then you're basically done. You get to go and check in your cube to make sure that you've got enough spaces in your cube that I've left you here. It looks like you do, and all the games are fitting into the cube appropriately. And we're going to refresh the results pivot sheet and we're going to see what the predictions are. And then we're going to get to answering some other questions and responding to some comments because there's a lot of things that made me laugh and that I want to respond to. So you refresh this. You've now refreshed the pivot table and you'll see that the new date shows up here on the left, 21st. And here are the games for today. So I would love to respond to someone who said, I think it was the top rated comment, which was, so you have an algorithm that wins and you choose not to use it? LOL. Yes and no. Okay. First of all, what should you play today? Algorithm says play home teams above 20% margin. There are two games. It's Marquette against an injured DePaul and East Tennessee State against VMI. Those lines are freaking ridiculous. What is that? Minus 14,000? Minus 14,000. So these are borderline unbettable. And because you win 90 to 95% of these games above 20% margin when they're home teams, the lines are actually mathematically not a good idea because they're not better than minus 900. They're both worse than minus 900 because I opened my big mouth and did a bunch of videos. So now all the lines are worse. I'm sorry. And if you think that I'm nutty because I say that, I'm not. I sell this algorithm to the odds makers in all my sports. This is the best that's ever made on the market. I've said it. I never get sued because it is. It's why the lines look like this after I start doing videos. The lines look like this in this order. So you can have a copy and you can be on the same playing field as the odds makers are when they're making lines. Now, so the person who said, you've got an algorithm that wins and you're choosing not to use it, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm using it, but I'm also overdoing it and gambling because I have a gambling problem, meaning I will play these games that are further down on the list that have better lines that the algorithm says are more likely toss-up games. Anything under 10% margin is a toss-up game, while you would be in favor of the home team over an away team. So you can see, we'll see our away teams in this list as well. It's more beneficial to take a home team. They're still toss-up games and they don't win all the time. And I throw them together on big round robins and parlays and I freaking lose. And I don't make just straight bets on these two teams. I mean, you're supposed to make a straight bet on Marquette and East Tennessee State, and you're supposed to win like 2% on your money. I mean, is that exciting to you? Is that going to pay the bills? It's not going to lose money, but it's also not going to profit very much. And so the answer to the question about you have an algorithm that wins, yeah, it wins at the top, doesn't win every single game. Nobody can win every single game. It does a pretty good job down below, but it doesn't win enough to be to be as confident with it as you can be on like a huge Saturday where you've got 20 or 30 games to choose from that are above 20% margin. You can really try to make some money with that. Even on last Saturday, that day, it was still only 6% ROI if you bet the top 20, it was like 25 games, I think it was. It was still only 6% ROI. So it's not a ton of money, right? It's not gambling. It's more of like an investment. So when you have problem with wagering and the need for speed, like the need for excitement, this is just a terrible thing to do. So I am torn because there's a part of me that says this has such a negative impact on my life. I don't want to spread this through the ether of the universe to other people, that get other people involved in this when I know how terrible the consequences can be. But at the same time, you're asking to buy a product from me. I could really use the money, and it is a great product. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to respond by email, and I'm going to ask you to pay what you think you want to pay for it. And if it's reasonable, I'll sell to you. And if you want to nickel and dime me, I'll just not do it, because I don't want to, like, the people that pay me the least amount of money usually ask me the most questions. Oh my God. Like this weekend, was it Charles? Charles, I told you, man, I was like, I'm driving, I'm busy, and you sent me like 12 emails asking me questions for $50 for the file. And I just wanted to be like, dude, I told you, like, like, is this urgent? The answer is $50 is, it's a pain in the ass. It's not helping me. It's barely filling up my gas tank, and I'm spending an entire Saturday swerving around pickup trucks, heading down the East Coast, answering your emails in the middle of the day because you're trying to make bets. That cannot be my life at all. So that's why I pulled stuff down from the website. Now I will respond to everyone who, like I said, contacted me. And you tell me what you want to pay, and you're probably getting a file regardless of what you say. But I really still, I'm confused, and I don't know what to do with this going forward, because I spent so much time on all the algorithms that I really would like to profit something from selling them, but I'm so far in the hole. And we know that if I keep doing this every day, I'm going to start wanting to bet, because I'm going to want to track this and to make sure that it's winning and make adjustments to it. And someone posted, that you need to stop doing the algorithms if you really want to stop. You are correct. You are 100% correct. And so that's the direction that I am going. But I felt the need to respond to more people than normal that ever watch my videos and certainly ask for a product. So there you go. Like that's a really quick update, because I know you're all going to ask, how do you update? Do you want to know what you're getting into if you buy this from me, if I sell it to you? That is the basic process. And it, of course, gives you information that is really difficult to act on. Here's a -700 Alabama Birmingham over Rice. That's almost 20% margin. That's probably going to win also. Samford over Furman, -325. Probably pretty good, up at 19.7% margin. And you can see not a single underdog at home on our list. Not one. I think I've only seen about one home underdog in the last 2 weeks, and it was like a +105 because the team was injured, I think. That only happens because the odds makers are using the algorithm. You understand that if you tried to make your own lines for games, for all these games, like 140 on a Saturday, and you couldn't, and you didn't end up coming up with one home underdog, that would be incredible. Be amazing. Like the only reason that happens, like I said, is because they use this. And that's because it's been around for years and it's the best that there is. So if you want a copy of the best there is, contact me, make me an offer, and you'll probably get it. All right. Good luck, everyone. May all your picks be winning. I'm not watching any of these. I'm not even keeping track of scores. Am I not keeping track of scores? I might keep track of scores today. I might, especially if I sell a bunch of these, because you're going to want this streak thing updated, because there's no yesterday in here. So we already missed at least one. Yeah. I think we missed Monday and Tuesday in here. I don't think I did either one of those days. So we're already missing 2 days, and I'm not going to go back and fetch them. It's not what we're doing anymore. All right. So may all your picks be winning. Don't gamble. That's my advice. But if you want to buy an algorithm, you could buy an algorithm. And when it comes to the other sports, while I do get excited at the beginning of the season to prepare a sport, because that part's fun, like getting it ready to go. Man, I just I can't do this. Can't do this. All right. May all your picks be winning. Good luck. We're out.